Cybersecurity is a major issue all the banks are facing now. Even with a lot of investment is done on securities for infrastructure. Still, we find that many of the banks are getting affected. So I got a good panel about 5 CCOs are there, CISO people are there, and we'll have a discussion on how they have trained to solve. If they have got any of the system affected, how they have solved it. Thank you. I just request everybody to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Myself, Pinkal R. Raval, the Chief Executive Officer of the Bharuch District Central Cooperative Bank, Gujarat.
Hello, myself Paresh Kelawala, CISO from Varachha Cooperative Bank, Surat.
I am Dilip Kumar TK from Kerala, Irinjalakuda Town Cooperative Bank.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Tanmay Mudur, Chief Information Security Officer, SVC Bank, Mumbai.
Good afternoon and namaste. Myself Prashant Arbat. I am from Akola Urban Cooperative Bank. I am a Chief Executive Officer of the bank.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank Banking Frontiers, selected as a panelist. This is my first panel discussion. Coming to my profile, myself Satyanarayana from the Adarsh Cooperative Urban Bank Limited, Hyderabad. Joined in 2011 and I have progressed to various positions. Present from past 3 years, I have been working as a designated CISO. Thank you.
I request one by one to explain how they are tackling, whether they have found out, whether they have come across any threats recently or maybe within a couple of years, and how, if they have come up, how they have solved it. If you have come across any threats recently and how you have tackled it, and how your challenges are more, so how you are tackling the challenges, because there is an investment involved from the bank and management will be questioning you.
Absolutely. See, these days, this cybersecurity is now becoming more and more important these days. In the recent past, in the entire Gujarat, if I'm talking about Gujarat, there was an email received by almost every DCCB. There was a link provided and the subject was a report of RTGS and NEFT transactions. And the sender was an unknown person, but the name of the bank is very well known. It is a private bank. It's a very well known name in the market. Now, the department who is looking after this particular work, that person clicked the link and the entire system was hanged within no time. We immediately reacted to that and that system was removed. And in no time, our Apex Bank sent an email to every DCCB saying that it's a fake mail, please do not go through it. Now, in the cybersecurity these days, now you have to have the proactive approach. If you want to get out of it, you have to use a proactive approach. Otherwise, it will be a biggest failure in the banking industry. The one more thing, as far as the cybersecurity is concerned, whenever we are going for a system change or new development in IT, so it is the very first look, it will be very expensive. People used to take it as an expense, but we have to think about it, and it's not an expense, it's a investment. So better to invest in a better cybersecurity to get over the threats. Thank you very much.
मैं हिंदी में बात करूँगा. अभी सर ने बोला रिसेंट अभी क्या थ्रेट था और रिसेंट अभी उसमें क्या करना पड़ेगा. रिसेंट तो हमने पता होगा मोस्ट ऑफ गुजरात की सारी बैंकों थी, उसमें CTS का प्रॉब्लम था. सो वन ऑफ द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर जे कॉम्प्रोमाइज बिकॉज ऑफ द उसका एक सर्वर कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ था बिकॉज ऑफ द सम रैंसमवेयर अटैक एंड देन आफ्टर 3-4 डे पूरा गुजरात के और वो कंपनी के साथ जितने भी CBS वेंडर थे उसका CBS बंद रहा था. अभी मेन अब हम ऐसी बात कर रहे हैं कि थ्रेट होए तो हम क्या करने का, लेकिन प्री एक्टिव हमें होना की ज़रूरत है. अभी RBI ने सर्टन गाइडलाइंस दिया हुआ है. एक 108 गाइड कंट्रोल दिए हुए, हर एक बैंक को वो कंट्रोल फुलफिल करने चाहिए। बहुत सी बैंक क्या करती है कि कंट्रोल फुलफिल हमने किए हैं कि नहीं उसके लिए सामने वाली बैंक को पूछती है कि आपने क्या किया। हर एक बैंक का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, हर एक बैंक का सॉफ्टवेयर, हर एक बैंक का वर्क ऑफ काम करने का तरीका अलग होता है, तो वो कंट्रोल उस बैंक को अपने हिसाब से करना है, ना कि दूसरे के बैंक के कॉपी पेस्ट करने का। और जनरली क्या होता है, हमारा जो वीएपीटी ऑडिट होते हैं हम केवल कॉम्प्लाइंस के लिए ऑडिट करवाते हैं। वीएपीटी ऑडिट नॉट ओनली फॉर कॉम्प्लाइंस बट उसके वीएपीटी ऑडिट होने के बाद हम हमारी क्या क्या त्रुटि है उसको हमें सॉल्व करना चाहिए। और जनरली क्या होता है कि भाई जब भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी इंसिडेंट होते हैं तो हमारा स्टाफ अवेयर नहीं होता कि प्रॉपर इंसिडेंट क्या हुआ है। और मोस्ट ऑफली कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में क्या है कि भाई आईटी स्टाफ भी लिमिटेड है और दे हैव नॉट प्रॉपर नॉलेज, तो आईटी स्टाफ को भी नॉलेज देना चाहिए। और हम आईटी को एक्सपेंस देखते हैं लेकिन एक्सपेंस है उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट के भाग रूप देखना चाहिए। बैंक को प्रोएक्टिव आगे बढ़ना चाहिए और आईटी में सब स्टाफ को ट्रेन करना चाहिए। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
The major issues in cyber security, that's almost the technology is moving in on a faster pace. In our case, recently, ransomware attack were happened on the Z-Edge technologies. That was affected around 300 banks. That one bank was our bank. Our bus was supported by Z-Edge switch. That was affected our ATM for 2 days and NP, all our digital banking facilities also affected. And within 2 days, they have settled the issue. And at that time, NPCA has disconnected the payment facilities. And after removing that their ransom problems, and they have restarted the issue. In our case, earlier there was another issue. There was a phishing of our credentials was compromised by the hackers, and our system was around 1 crore rupees we have lost at that time. That was the two issues we have faced, and we should have very proactive activities to overcome these issues. That's the major thing we have to find out. The hackers, they are daily basis, they are improving their modus of operandi, and we also should have a stand of beyond that hackers modifications, and we should have a proper technology. We should have a system and policies to overcome these all things. That's the initially I have to say this one.
You might have seen in the newspapers, in August 2024, this incident happened. It has affected about more than 300 banks, small banks. So he was explaining how he was able to tackle it. We asked Mr. Tanmay to explain.
Yes, we had faced a phishing attack that was targeted to our employees. We handled it immediately by isolating the compromised systems and investigating the extent of breach and implementing stricter email filtering. We also conducted training session for all employees to recognize phishing attempts.
Question is what recent cyber threat we received. Thankfully, gracefully, we did not receive any major incidents in the last 2 years. Only I can address couple of issues where one of the mobile app users' email account was compromised, and the attacker changed his password, and he able to log in our mobile system. But thankfully, by two-factor and beneficiary, the cooling period, he was not able to successfully penetrate or transact anything. And another incident was the person who was using our mobile banking system. He was using too many malicious softwares. In one of the software is SMS forwarder. So whatever the OTP he is getting, the attacker also getting his OTPs. So the same at 2 o'clock, his password got reset, he got OTP, attacker received the OTP, but again the two-factor transactional pin actually that's blocked the thing. Also the cooling period we have like 4 hours. That's cool. Lot of time customer request why there are if you add a new beneficiary there is a 4 hour of cooling period. Customer complaint it should be immediate, but cooling period is that's a good decision by our management, and basically it's good to be proactive when implementing the policies. So that's my experience with the incidents.
Yes, sir. Personally, our bank didn't face any this type of threat, sir. The panelists already said one of the vendor has breached, so that all the banks are affected. So vendor भी जो common vulnerable areas है वो end point से और email से जो आता है उसको जो common जो भी रहता है उसके around हम लोग security build कर रहे हैं सर. अभी vendor जो बोलता है firmware update करना है V-1 version -1 update में रहना है. अप टू डेट वर्जन नहीं है, इस अप टू डेट वर्जन है तो वो चोक हो जाएगा ऐसा बोल देता है ऐसा वेंडर्स भी. हम अप टू डेट वर्जन में ही रहना है, पैचेस अपडेट करना है, फर्मवेयर अपडेट करना है, सब कुछ अराउंड दिस सिक्योरिटीज बिल्ड करना है सर. अब क्या
Now India is moving towards cashless society, wherein more and more apps are being introduced. I just want the CISO, one of you can explain how you select a app. Because there are so many apps, what is security involved? How you select? Because all the banks are having some apps are under their tab, they buy, or they see the other banks, if they are implementing that, they buy. So one of you can explain.
Yeah, sir.
How you decide the apps?
Yeah, sir. I want to answer first. Generally, our chairman Madan sir, generally two words has been used, sir. The two words are security and convenience. So while developing app, हमारा बैंक 2016 में लॉन्च किया है सर मोबाइल बैंकिंग फर्स्ट एक वेंडर के साथ, और माइग्रेशन हो गया इसके साथ, और एक मोबाइल ऐप आ गया और वर्जन चेंज होता रहता है. अभी हमारा एक एक्सपीरियंस बताऊं सर. एक कस्टमर आया है बैंक को, हमेशा ये जो हमारा मोबाइल बैंकिंग का जो है अपडेट सिक्योरिटी है, हर 3 महीने पासवर्ड मस्ट एंड शुड चेंज करना है सर. कस्टमर आके पूछा है ये क्यों है सर, मैं खुद कर लेता हूँ ना, ये सिक्योरिटी ये मस्ट एंड शुड क्यों लगा दिया है, ऐसा पूछा है. इसमें सिक्योरिटी है, कन्वीनियंस है. कन्वीनियंस ये दो बात है, 2 वर्ड्स है, ये पैरेलली जाना है सर. एक लेवल पे जाना है, जो एक बढ़ गया ये कम हो गया ऐसा नहीं रहना है सर. ऐसा प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाएगा. वाइल बिल्डिंग टाइम पे मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन बिल्डिंग टाइम में एक फर्स्ट एंड मोस्ट यूज़र फ्रेंडली रहना है सर. मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन मल्टीलिंगुअल रहना है, नेशनल ग्लोबल में इंग्लिश हिंदी, हमारा जो मैं तेलंगाना आंध्र प्रदेश रिप्रेजेंट करना हो तेलुगु लैंग्वेज भी रहना है, यूज़र फ्रेंडली रहना है, एंड एनक्रिप्शन पॉइंट ऑफ दिस एनक्रिप्शन एंड टू एंड एनक्रिप्शन रहना है. देन जस्ट जो आइकन्स जो रहता है वो सारे विजिबल रहना है सर, क्योंकि एक हाइडिंग रहे तो वो भी कस्टमर को कन्फ्यूज हो जाएगा. जो सर्च एंड टैब ऐसे रहना है, पूरा जो ऑप्शंस है पूरा विजिबल रहना है, यूज़र फ्रेंडली रहना है. क्या
सर ने जो क्वेश्चन किया कि भाई ऐप की सिक्योरिटी के लिए क्या करना चाहिए और कस्टमर को जो भी हम ऐप प्रोवाइड करें उसके लिए हमें क्या होना चाहिए. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो भी हम कस्टमर को कोई भी ऐप देते हैं तो पहले तो उस पर उसका प्रॉपर VAPT और UAT होना चाहिए. और जनरली क्या होता है कि उसमें ऐप में कोई भी अपग्रेडेशन हम दें, कोई भी चेंज करें, तभी भी उसका VAPT होना चाहिए. जनरली हम कस्टमर को मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप प्रोवाइड बैंक करते हैं, लेकिन उसमें भी बहुत से रिस्ट्रिक्शन और लिमिटेशन होना चाहिए. हमारी बैंक की बात करूँ तो हमने क्या किया है, मोबाइल बैंकिंग एप्लीकेशन के लिए जो भी मोबाइल ऐप है, अगर उसमें कोई थर्ड पार्टी ऐप होगी, टीम वीवर, एनीडेस्क, तो वो ऐप ही काम नहीं करेगी. यानी उस टाइम पे उसकी ऐप कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ होने के चांसेस बहुत कम है. दूसरा, बहुत सी बैंक क्या करती है कि भाई मोबाइल बैंकिंग ऐप देती है लेकिन उसमें सिम कंपलसरी नहीं रखती. हमने सिम कंपलसरी रखा है, सिम बाइंडिंग कंपलसरी रखा है. अगर मोबाइल का सिम मोबाइल में होगा तो ही ऐप चलेगी, अदरवाइज नहीं चलेगी. तो भी ये करने से भी प्रॉपर सिक्योरिटी का कंट्रोल होते हैं. और दूसरा कि भी कोई भी ऐप हमें हमारे एनवायरनमेंट में ऑन बोर्डिंग करना है तो उसके पहले पूरा वीएपीटी होना चाहिए। और मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ क्या है कि भाई बैंक को कौन सी ऐप अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पे ऑन बोर्डिंग करनी है कि नहीं करनी है, उसके लिए प्रॉपर बैंक में प्रॉपर एसओपी होना चाहिए। और हमारे कस्टमर बेस क्या है, और मोबाइल ऐप में कस्टमर के लिए भी फैसिलिटी होनी चाहिए कि जस्ट वो अपनी लिमिट रिड्यूस कर सके, उसको इंक्रीज कर सके, स्टॉप कर सके और उसको एक्टिव कर सके। और मोबाइल ऐप कस्टमर को देने से पहले जो भी कस्टमर है उसका प्रोफाइल भी देखना चाहिए। जनरली क्या होता है कि अभी ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग के टाइम में हम कस्टमर को उसके हर एक कस्टमर को यूनिक लिमिट एक सेमी लिमिट देते हैं, ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए। कस्टमर का बिजनेस के हिसाब से उसको लिमिट अलॉट करनी चाहिए। ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Yeah, when deciding a mobile application, we should look for 4 points. To begin with, we should look for security features. Ensure that the app has a strong authentication, encryption, and secure coding practices. Compliance, verify that the application meets all regulatory requirements. Penetration testing, conduct thorough security testing before deployment, as Paresh said. And user education, educate customers on how to securely use the app and recognize scams.
The RBI has come up with the guidelines in 2019, classifying the banks to different levels. That's a comprehensive framework actually for cybersecurity issues. That the basic is level 1, level 2, and level 3. In our case, our bank is a level 3 bank. And for level 3 banks, the SOC is a necessary thing to be introduced by our banks. Along with SOC, we have a SIEM solutions and SOAR solutions. Actually, we are using Microsoft Sentinel as our SOC solutions. And the Sentinel products, that's a very cost-effective as far as a very fast one. And using that SOC solutions and SIEM solutions, we are effectively managing the threats we are faced in cybersecurity area. Actually, initially we have used the Weher tool for SOC solutions, and it was changed to this Sentinel one. Microsoft Sentinel is a very good product and very effectively we can utilize. And as far as the C-side, the control of RBI wing, the C-side group, they are insisting very much on this compliance of all these necessary parameters they have fixed for all the level 4 banks. The level 4 banks is actually their higher level of SOC solutions they are insisting, but level 3 also they are insisting the penetration test our VAPT and to implement effectively the SOC solutions. And that is the major thing we have to reduce. And using this, the cloud solutions as well as the AI and these latest technologies are incorporated in this Sentinel software.
I want the CEO to mention that if something happens in a bank, some attack has taken place, is CISO is the only person responsible for that, or somebody else? Just
No, in case of our bank, it's the CISO who is responsible and who will be looking after for the entire recovery process.
If any cybersecurity incident happen in bank, CISO is responsible, but full and final CISO is not responsible. Because of the management also are responsible. If CISO working in a bank and reporting to management time to time, CISO demand some software, some control, some parameter, some expense, some budget, but management does not get approved, then CISO is not responsible for any cybersecurity incident. All bank and all board are responsible because of the CISO is the key person to handle the entire cybersecurity portion in the bank. But he is not right now in many cooperative banks. CISO is only board resolution XYZ bank CISO, but he is not full and final authority of the entire work of the cybersecurity of the bank. So, as per my opinion, totally board and CISO also both are responsible for any cybersecurity incident happen in bank.
Can I add something actually? When you talk about the responsible, everybody in a bank is a responsible for cyber security. CISO is an accountable person. That's the difference actually. And CISO, what is CISO? CISO, yeah, by the RBI directly said board of directors are responsible. They will not ask actually. And the whole game is a risk transfer. Board of director wants to risk transfer, RBI wants to risk transfer to bank wants to risk transfer to CISO. And if the board of director think they hired a CISO, now they are not responsible. This is not going to work by the RBI way or anybody's corporate way. What the CISO role is to design a security strategy, oversees the risk management and compliance. That's the three part I can mainly figured out. So that's my input, sir.
The CISO, Chief Information Security Officer, holds a primary responsibility for developing and managing the cybersecurity strategy. However, they are not solely responsible for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a collective responsibility involving all the levels of the organization, including IT teams, risk management and compliance, and all the employees. The board of directors and executive management also play crucial roles in establishing governance, as it was discussed yesterday, and ensuring that resources are available.
The responsibility part is actually, if there is an attack in a bank, the reputation was affected. That's the major issue in these cyber security attacks. The goodwill of the bank will be affected, and we have to rebuild that reputation. That is very difficult. And recently, 2 years back, in AP Mahesh Cooperative Bank, there was an attack, and they have lost around 12 crores rupees. But actually, the RBI has fined the bank. That's a responsibility is the RBI fine, because the modus operandi was that through a phishing mail. The phishing mail and their password and the username was compromised. And because of that, there was a police inquiry, and the police commissioner directed and informed the Reserve Bank of India to cancel the license of that bank. That was, that was the issue. And without cancelling, the RBI has fined that bank. RBI is also compelled to do something to manage these things. The police officers, they are directly reported that to cancel the bank. That is, the anti-phishing facility is not there. Intrusion detection and prevention system is not there. As per the RBI guidelines, these systems should be there. That systems were not there, and that's why they have fined the bank. That there is no personal responsibility. The bank's reputation will be affected. That's the issue, main issue, I think.
As far as I feel that if any threat has happened or maybe it is compromised, the responsibility of the CISO is to stop that issue and how to come out of the issue, instead of thinking maybe the management also should help him to sort out the issue instead of blaming each other. That is my personal thing. Because cyber threats are being developed minute by minute. Whatever the security features you are having now to strengthen the infrastructure is, as of now, what is in the bank. It may be tomorrow, it may be entirely different thing. So we should not put entire blame on the CISO people, but as a management together, we should try to sort out it first instead of just blaming each other. Now coming back to
I want to add something actually. Recently, a week ago, you might be here, Star Health Insurance breach actually. And like a 31 million, 3 crore 10 lakh customer accounts was breached, and it was available on the dark web. And who was the responsible and who sold the information to dark web is the CISO. And that revealed. Though nowadays, shadow IT is going to be big challenge for management and everybody actually. The reason, if you dwell down the records, actually, the CISO sold like a whole like a 3 crore 10,000 record around 1,50,000 US dollar to the hacker. And they have some negotiation does not went out properly, then hacker revealed that CISO revealed the information publicly. And the information was like so he was selling like a 1 lakh account information to like a 15,000 US dollar. If you want the information from a attacker, this is how the data game is working nowadays and shadow IT is working. So also think about the CISO's responsibilities and ethicalities and this happened. If I say I'm also CISO, but it's about, even though in banking, even though like cashier can do the fraud, so does the CISOs. And mind it, a CISO has the whole holistic view of your banks and your infrastructure. So don't underestimate CISO, and also watch on CISO and also IT team. Avoid the shadow IT also.
Actually, I just want to find out from the CISO people, what are the real challenges you are facing in implementing the solution? Either lack of knowledge or lack of funds, or what are the real challenges you are facing from the management side for implementation of the different solutions you may be bringing to against the threats?
See, as from the management point of view, the biggest challenge is the freedom part to the CISO. If you are blaming a CISO for any cybersecurity incident that is going against the bank, so he must be having that much amount of freedom also to work the way he wants. Then only this type of incidents can be reduced or can be minimized. So CISO should be given freedom. He should be given enough amount of knowledge, and then you put the responsibility on the CISO's shoulder.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल तो मैनेजमेंट में एक ऐसा बंदा होना चाहिए जो आईटी को समझ सके. अगर कोई भी आएगा सॉफ्टवेयर या कोई भी इम्प्लीमेंट कोई भी नया प्रोजेक्ट करने आएगा तो हम क्या करते हैं, मैनेजमेंट के साथ मीटिंग करवाते हैं. मैनेजमेंट तो केवल प्राइस देखता है, सॉल्यूशन नहीं देखता. यानी मैनेजमेंट में एक ऐसा आईटी एक्सपर्ट होना चाहिए कि ये सर्विस लेने से बैंक को क्या बेनिफिट होगा. जनरली क्या होता है, जितनी भी हम एड ऑन सर्विस कस्टमर को देते हैं ना, उसका इफेक्ट हमारी कासा डिपॉजिट पे होता है. वो डायरेक्ट कहीं रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होती, डायरेक्ट वो कुछ यूटिलाइज उसका डायरेक्ट पता नहीं चलता मैनेजमेंट को. और दूसरा चीज़, मैनेजमेंट को ये पता होना चाहिए कि ये चीज़ परचेज करने से, ये प्रोजेक्ट इम्प्लीमेंट करने से हमारी बैंक टेक्नोलॉजी में कितनी ग्रो करेगी. तो पहले तो मैनेजमेंट को सीईओ को पूरा अप्रूवल देना चाहिए. दूसरा चीज़, बजट भी अलॉट करना चाहिए. जनरली क्या करते हैं, कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में कोई भी, अभी हम कोई भी चीज़ लेने जाए तो उसमें लार्ज बजट रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है. तो मैनेजमेंट उसको एक्सपेंस नहीं, उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट के रूप में देखना चाहिए. अगर हम उसमें ये एक्सपेंस, अगर हम उसको एक्सपेंस शब्द का यूज़ करेंगे तो बैंक का प्रोग्रेस नहीं, कि उसको इन्वेस्टमेंट के रूप में देखना चाहिए. और सबसे बड़ी चीज़, कुछ भी नया चेंजिंग, कुछ भी नई टेक्नोलॉजी आए तो हमारा स्टाफ उसको एडप्ट करने के लिए परेशान होती है, वो मना करती है. तो स्टाफ को मस्ट भी ट्रेन करना चाहिए स्टाफ को, और नई टेक्नोलॉजी उसको एडॉप्ट करनी चाहिए. ओके, थैंक यू.
In this case, every 39 minutes, one attack is happening. That was the data available now. We have to implement the cybersecurity systems, and so many issues are there while implementing these software cybersecurity solutions. And the major one, I think, is the too much tools are available in the market. That's not a proven tools are. We don't know how effective it is. That's too much things. The compatibility issues also is there. The tool is it compatible with the system, or sometimes it is some rejections are coming in the existing systems also. That's the compatibility issue, and the flooded too much tools are available in the market. That is the major issue. I think it's a problem to implement cybersecurity tools. The second one is definitely the cost. The cost part is the skyrocketing cost. The cost is very much is a part, especially in the case of cooperative banks. The cost is an important thing. The tools are very much costly, and for the competitive purpose, the skimming prices are charged by the vendors, and the cost is a second issue we are facing. And the third one, I think, is the technology, technical knowledge, and the manpower, and the knowledge level of the manpower. We can. This is an advanced technology, and we can't give training to our existing staff. We have to hire more and more technical staff from outside. Their payment issues are there, and that's another issue we are facing. That's a major three issues I think we are facing now in implementing these cybersecurity tools in our banks.
According to me, that actually should come from the top to bottom. From the management level, somebody should be some in the board. I think now most of the board is having some one IT person. Most of the banks have implemented. It's not necessary. Just knowledge of the IT is not enough for the risk management. So maybe they should be, as Dilip was mentioning, they should be trained properly from the top to bottom. Staff should also know, because staff is a person who is handling the customers. And
Yeah, I have basically 5 points to make. Evolving threats. Banks must continuously adapt to sophisticated threats such as ransomware and phishing. Regulatory compliance. Adhering to stringent regulatory compliances like PCI DSS, GDPR, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, DPDP Act, and local banking regulations. Then we have resource limitations, that is lack of skilled personnel and budget constraints. Legacy systems. Many banks still operate on legacy systems that are difficult to secure because they would be having end-of-life machines. Third-party risk. Managing security risk posed by third-party vendors and partners.
Yes, sir. CISO अकेला कोई कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता था. You should have some team, sir. So कभी मैं एक पेपर में पढ़ा है attrition ratio in private sector banks, big private sector banks, 30%, 37%. So skill resource is main constraint, sir. कोई भी stable नहीं रह रहे ये बैंक में खड़े रहे. वो एक constraint है और एक legacy systems को integrate करना है वो एक है और training and awareness program on the employees. Yeah.
If you ask me what is the major challenge I face being a CISO, security is inversely proportional to feasibility. तो मुझे हमेशा बैलेंस करना पड़ा है. That's my major challenge कि how much security is enough. Regulatory तो करना पड़ेगा. Like yesterday, Sir Madhusudan Pai was saying that he visited some small bank and there are too many cyber security in place. तो उस यूजेबिलिटी भी तो देखना पड़ेगा. तो जब भी सिक्योरिटी ज़्यादा होगा तो यूजेबिलिटी हैम्पर होगा. तो उसके कारण अपना परफॉर्मेंस भी हैम्पर होगा. दैट्स द फर्स्ट पॉइंट आई वांट टू टेक. सेकंड वन इज अ थर्ड पार्टी रिस्क. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट रिस्क आई कैन से. लाइक जो अगस्त में CH पे अटैक हुआ था रैनसमवेयर का और लगभग 1500 बैंक एक साथ एक्चुअली स्टॉप हुआ था. पूरा NEFT RTGS पूरा सिस्टम उनका ब्लॉक हो गया था. इट वाज अ हवैक फॉर होल इंडियन बैंकिंग सिस्टम इन दैट डे. तो होता क्या है कि मैनेजमेंट गोज टू बिग कॉन्फ्रेंसेस लाइक दिस एंड कोई मैजिकली सॉफ्टवेयर आ जाएगा, कोई मैजिकली एक कंसल्टेंट आ जाएगा और ही विल सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम. It is not going to solve. Like yesterday, Ramanuni sir rightly said, actually, it's not going to happen. It's a gradual thing. You have to plan, you have to strategically implement everything. That's our job and that's my role. Regulatory challenges, obviously, yes. RBI 108 points, they are good enough. Even though this last month actually we achieved ISO 27001. And when I was comparing the new regulation with the RBI regulation with the 93 controls of ISO, 80% was complied. It was easy for me. Thank you.
Because of the time constraints, we have to stop this because it's a vast subject. I'll request each one of you to say some take home. If something happens, some fraud happens, what to do? 1 line or 2 lines?
See, if something happens, nobody can stop. The thing is that nobody can stop any kind of threat. But the thing is, if we have the proactive approach, we can minimize the amount of possibility of threats. Thank you very much.
सर ने बोला है कि भाई कोई भी फ्रॉड में प्री एक्टिव क्या होना चाहिए. एक सिंपल सा एक आरबीआई ने सर्कुलर दिया है लेवल 2, लेवल 1 और लेवल 2, 3 और 4. उसमें जितने भी कंट्रोल दिए हुए ना वो कंट्रोल को सारी बैंक जो प्रॉपरली 100% इम्प्लीमेंट करेगी ना अपने लेवल के हिसाब से, तो बैंक का पूरा जो भी साइबर सिक्योरिटी जो थ्रेट होते हैं उसको प्रिवेंट कर सकेगी, मोस्ट ऑफली कर सकेगी. थैंक यू.
Warren Buffett once said, to build our goodwill, it will take years to improve that, to make up that. But within minutes, it can spoil. That's a major issue where we should think differently and implement proper system for cyber security. Otherwise, our reputation will go down. And that's the major issue. As a team, in each bank, all people's involved, all the staff should have aware about that. That awareness should be there. And we should have a proper system. And we have to build a recover system also.
All the entire staff members should be vigilant, and it's actually, in the case of cyber risk, it is actually expect the unexpected.
It is very important that immediately after you come to know of a cyber attack, the incident has to be reported within 4 to 6 hours of getting the attack.
Have a proper incident response form, response plan, have a proper security incidents response from. Also CCMP is available and RBI is a very stringent nowadays. You have to report immediately within, rightly said, within 4 hours to 6 hours. Immediately. There should be no delay, otherwise they will penalize. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Here 2 points है सर. टेक्निकल पोर्ट है, रेगुलेटरी पोर्ट है. टेक्निकल जो कुछ करना है, डिस्कनेक्ट करना है, एनालाइज करना है, वो एक पोर्ट है. रेगुलेटरी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वी हैव टू immediately inform to our management, then regulatory.
I think that was a really fruitful session. Thank you so much, all the gentlemen.